All right, thank you very much. I see Felix. See Olu. Good morning to you, SARS. Thank you for joining. All right, very good. Thank you. I am Felix. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's get right to it. Good morning once again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning, all traders. And thank you very much, Felix. And if you're just joining for the first time, good morning to you too, and it's great to have you join us today. Thank you very much. I hope we're doing very well. Um, Happy holiday. I'm sure we are in the holiday mode already. Of course, the market is not on holiday, very much open. All right. So it's another brand new trading week. Of course, this is the morning market review. Holds every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Of course, you get to meet with our top analysts on a daily basis for insight into what's going on in the market for fundamentals as well as technicals. And like I always had, um, this is also with the hope that when you, of course, uh, when you have joined and listened long enough, you'll be able to come up with your own profitable strategies that will give over the market. All right. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Let's check forexfactory.com to see if we have any economic news that can impact price for today. So just a minute while I do that. Okay, so not much today in terms of fundamental. We don't have any key news that may impact price for today. All right, so let's focus on technicals. Let's focus on technical. So straight to MetaTrader 4. All right, so I believe we can see my screen. I have MT4 up. All right. So usually I like to start with the majors, especially DXY, the US dollar index, so that once we understand the direction of the DXY, we can easily relate this to the major pairs that we have. And of course, after we examine that, we now start looking at other assets that are of interest as well. Okay. So for the DXY, um, we had it was Wednesday, last week Wednesday, 18th December, that the Federal Reserve cut rate by 0.25% from 4.75%. So it's currently at 4.5%. And if you look at the GDP data too that was released, it's also increased to 3.1% from 2.8. And lastly, also unemployment claims also dropped from 242,000 to 243,000. All right. So all of this, of course, have been bullish for the DXY, has been bullish for the DXY. And that's why we have it at this high. So, and then you could also see how the US stocks also tumbled. We have the likes of US 500. Of course, we'll get there in a minute. Federal rate cut. All right. So as it is now, of course, the DXY is still very much bullish. It's still above the 50-period moving average, still quite above it. And then it has now found resistance at this 108 level. It's now found resistance at this 108 level. So the DXY needs, for the bullish run to continue, for this bullish move to continue, we need to see a convincing break above this price level around 108. We need to see a convincing break above it, this 108 level. Of course, if we get that, this would definitely pave the way for the next leg higher towards level like maybe 109. Why 109? We look back, we see why that level is quite significant. You see here, 109 acted as resistance at this level. Here it was resistance, and then right here too as support. Okay, so if the DXY, that is the US dollar index, can reclaim this level, can close above this 108 resistance here, then we can expect the bullish move to continue. Now we also need to be mindful of this bearish engulfing that we have here, bearish engulfing candle. Of course, this signifies that a pullback may be underway. But before we could begin to look for a short opportunity, it would be if we get, of course, this bearish engulfing candle has confirmed that this may turn bearish. This may turn bearish, but the overall direction still remains bullish. So for this bearish engulfing, it will now take a close below this low for the bearish move to continue. We need price to break below this bearish engulfing pattern that was formed here. But like I said, if we see a close above 108, then that would be bullish for the US dollar index. And if that happens, it means that the likes of Euro USD, Pound USD would turn bearish. That's the whole essence of trying to understand the direction of the US dollar index. All right. And it's a little bit clearer on the weekly time frame as well. But of course, we're really not interested in the weekly time frame. It's just to get the overall perspective. We're not really paying attention to the weekly time frame or even the monthly time frame. And the simple reason is because those time frames are so far out that it really doesn't have much relevance to our trading. Imagine if you're to explain it further, imagine if you're trying to maybe spy on your neighbor who lives beside you, and instead of just using a ladder to check out what's happening, you now take a rocket ship. Now, of course, the rocket ship is now in space and it's so far up that you can no longer see the thing that truly matters, which is your neighbor. So that's why we really don't consider the weekly or monthly time frame as day traders. But of course, we can use it to get perspective. All right. So that's for the US dollar index. Moving on to pound USD now. Moving on to pounds USD. All right. So pound USD is once again, of course, this is the daily time frame. Is once again testing this trend line support. Yeah, you see that trend line support. I'm going to highlight it here as support. Here as support as well. Fast forward to this period. Support there as well. To show you why that trend line is quite significant. Here as support as well. And then fast forward to what we currently have. In late November, it also tested that trend line support. And then currently, we also have price at this level. Now, if you look at the pressure around this level, if we also combine this to the DXY rally that we just talked about, you would see how it is looking increasingly bearish for the pound. But in order for this to play out, for the bearish move to play out, the dollar index, for example, needs to close above the 108 level that I highlighted, and then the pound USD can then break below this trend line and then target levels like 1.23 support level and potentially 1.2080. But for that to happen, number one, the DXY needs to close above the 108 level that I highlighted, needs to close above this level. Needs to close above 108. You know, this is pounds USD. This is pounds USD. That's USD as the counter currency. So whatever happens with the direction of dollar, of course, would affect pounds. So if USD index here can reclaim 108 level, that means it's going to be bullish. And if that's going to be bullish, what it means is that pound USD here will be bearish. So for the bearish move to continue, this is a double bottom pattern as well. This is a double bottom. This is a double bottom, which is also a reversal pattern. So for this double bottom to play out, price of pound USD needs to close above 1.256. This initial support has now turned to resistance. So if pound USD can reclaim 1.256, then we can expect higher levels. We can expect higher prices for pound USD. However, for the bearish move to continue, it needs to close below this trend line support. And this trend line dates back to as far back as let's see, March 2023. Say as far back as March 2023. That's how significant this trend line is. All right. So for pound USD, like I said, number one, we need to see price close below this trend line support for the bearish move to continue. For the bearish move to continue, price needs to close below this trend line support. Or if this is going to turn bullish because of this double bottom pattern that we now have here, then we need to see a reclaim of this level 1.256. That's when I'll be looking out for opportunities to buy if price can go above, close back above 1.256. All right, so those are the two things I'll be looking out for on pound USD. Now, of course, this is happening on the daily time frame. We may now have to tune down to a much lower time frame for entry opportunities. Okay. How about Euro USD? Of course, you notice this is very similar to pound USD. We also have the double bottom pattern here for Euro USD. You see, this is the first one. And then here we have the second bottom. Okay. I remember highlighting this consolidation here between 1.0615 and 1.04575. This consolidation that we have here lasted about 3 weeks. if not more, this consolidation here. And eventually, when we had the FOMC on Wednesday, last week Wednesday, we got this bearish candle, long bearish candle that has now tested this support at 1.035, at 1.035. Why is that also significant? If we look back, we'll see it here, 1.04575, the initial range of the consolidation, and here 1.035. All right, and that's why currently, because we're now out of this consolidation phase, price has broken below that level, tested 1.035. The last time price tested that same level, what happened? This day, towards the end of November, price tested that 1.035 and then it got bullish from that level. We're having a repeat here, a retest of 1.035. We got this pullback to 1.04575. So currently, it is range bound between this resistance and this support level. In order to have more clarity here for Euro USD, number one, price needs to close above this resistance for it to become bullish towards the previous resistance at 1.0615. Or on the other hand, if we get it close below this support at 1.035, that means that the bearish move is expected to continue. But first, it will take a close below this support level to have that play out. Of course, we're still in the midst of an overall bearish move, still very much below the 50-period moving average, which also signifies weakness. All right, which also signifies weakness. All right, so once we get dollar index between 108 level, then all of that will play out easily. If the USD becomes bullish above 1.08, then pound USD, Euro USD, the bearish move would definitely play out. All right, so that's for Euro USD. Next, let's look at what's happening with USD CAD. USD CAD, because this is one instrument that I have mentioned quite a number of times on this forum. If you have been joining us, if you're a regular member here, you would understand why this is quite significant. USD CAD, and I'm going to highlight it again. All right. So it got to our initial target of 1.4265. Now, it started from this consolidation here between 1.387 here. Okay, I'm going to change the color to highlight it. This is green. And then green as well. Okay, now again, this is weekly time frame, and like I said, it's just to get perspective. We're not really, as day traders, we're not really interested in the weekly chart. Like I said, it's too far out, and it's not relevant to our day trading. Okay, so it's just to get perspective. Now, USD CAD on the weekly time frame. Now, if you look at this consolidation here lasted more than 2 years. This consolidation here. Now, this is the weekly time frame. So this is from, you see, September 2022, and then October 2024. You see, 2 years, and then eventually got a breakout with this candle here, broke above this resistance at 1.387, October 20. Okay, now, so this confirmed a breakout from this 2-year consolidation pattern, and then that was what set 1.42 as the next key resistance. Now, the more an asset range is like this, the more aggressive resulting breakout is likely to be. And that's what I highlighted to us, that I've mentioned quite a number of times on this forum. Okay. So I also mentioned it to us here on this call that once we get this breakout, we can expect, once we get this breakout, we can expect a very explosive move higher. And so far, that's what on the daily time frame. Price is above this resistance at 1.4265. The bullish move, what it means is that we're looking for opportunities to buy. Now, currently, it created this high. It created above this resistance, 1.265. Expect higher prices for USD car. Yeah. Again, the USD, that weight resistance that I highlighted to us at the beginning of. So current rate that we have, we come back to retest this level as support, and then start pushing higher from that level. So number one, to retest this support, start pushing higher from that level. So far, it has stayed almost on the same spot for about 4 or 5 trading days now. Stayed almost on the same spot. So to give more clarity to this, we need price to test 1.265 level as support. We look for bullish pattern from that level, and then long opportunities, or a break above this most recent high that was formed here, and then the bullish move continues from that. Bad? Is that right? The audio is bad. Is that right? Anyone give us a quick confirmation? There's no audio. We confirm. I'm also trying to check my end. Okay, seems the audio is truly bad. I have another confirmation from Epemsky. Okay, it's not too clear. I'm sorry about that. Could be my reception. Let me see what I can do. Okay, Larry, what you says is better now. Thank you, sir. Is that right? Is it fair now? Can we continue? All right, all right. I think it's better now. Thank you very much. All right, all right. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, thank you very much. All right, so we're done with USD card. We're done with USD card. Um, as a quick recap, all right, thank you very much, Cornelius. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Olatunde, so that we can understand it. All right. So for USD card, we started from here. Uh, this is on the weekly time frame. Now I'm using the weekly time frame to show us the perspective, to show us the perspective that I have for USD card. Again, like I said, we're really not paying attention to the weekly time frame or the weekly time frame as day traders. Again, the simple reason is because they are really far out and it doesn't have much relevance to our trading, especially as day traders. All right, we can, of course, to understand what's going on with that particular asset. Okay, so I started from here and I highlighted how for more than 2 years, USD CAD has consolidated between 1.387 and 1.33 here. You see this consolidation for more than 2 years. Okay, and eventually October 20, we got a break out of that consolidation. We got a break out of that consolidation above 1.387. So price eventually closed above 1.387. Right. So I also pointed out that the more an asset ranges like this, the more aggressive the resulting breakout is likely to be. I remember before we got this breakout on this forum, I highlighted that you see a break above that resistance, then we would likely get an explosive move uh, higher. And so far, that is what we're saying. Okay, so it got to this resistance at 1.2650. I showed us why that is significant. We went back to see why it is significant. Okay, now that price is above that resistance, what it means is that this level has now turned to support. So this level is expected to support price. Now we may get a retest of level as support, and then price now pushes higher from that level. Now this is most recent high here. This is the most recent high back here. So for this bullish move to continue, we need to see price take out this resistance. We need to see price take out this resistance. Now for about 4 or 5 days now, it's been almost on the same spot. You see what's happening here? It's been almost on the same spot. So what would give clarity to this and the way would what we'll be looking out for here would be number one, a retest of this level as support, and then we look for buy opportunities from this level. However, if price eventually closes back below that resistance, is now support. If price closes back below this support, then what it means is that all of this would be a fake out, and then we can expect price to uh, be bearish from that level. So once we get a retest of the support, we look out for bullish patterns around this area to long, bullish patterns around that price level so that we can buy. Or we get a break above the resistance and then we can target higher prices, can target higher prices. So that's it for USD CAD. Still very much bullish. So what it means is that we look for opportunities to buy. We're interested in buying because the structure is bullish. It's been creating series of higher highs. So we got that break above 1.387. All right. Next up, we look at USD CHF. We look at USD CHF. Olatunde Tunde Sanusi, can you please confirm, sir, if you got that on USD card? I can also use that as a confirmation to be sure we're on the same page. Can you confirm you got the explanation for USD card? Also to confirm that we're on the same page. All right, thank you very much. USD CHF. This is USD CHF. Then for USD CHF, this is the daily time frame. Okay, let me show us this trend line. Back to as far as 2022, say 2022 October. Here at this level, we saw price here. Sorry, we saw this trend line. It acted as resistance. So price got there and then it pushed lower from that level. At this point, we got a break of that trend line. But what happened here? Price closed above that trend line, but the next candle, bearish engulfing candle, and then that higher price was rejected. And from that level, price pushed lower, aggressively bearish from that level. And then fast forward to this period, we got another retest of the trend line. And what happened? It pushed lower from that level once again. And currently, price has now successfully broken above that trend line. You see, it's now above that trend line. All right. And again, this level here at 0.9 is also acting as resistance. See, since price broke above the trend line, pushed higher to 0.9 currently. So 0.9 here is resistance. So it's going to take a break above 0.9 for the bullish move to continue. It's going to take a break. We need price to break above this resistance for the bullish move to continue towards 0.915. It's going to take a break above this resistance at price level 0.9. However, if at the current level, if at this current level we get some reversal pattern, got some bearish reversal pattern at the current level, because it is at resistance, you can expect some reaction. You can expect some reaction. Price got to that resistance here and then retested the trend line, and then we're seeing higher prices. So it will take a close above this resistance for the bullish move to continue. This is for USDCH. Pemsky, okay, it's good to know you got it. Now, even if it's H1 or H4, what it simply means is that you are interested in buying. It doesn't matter the time frame now. Once we understand the direction, so even if it's 1 hour, even if it's 1 hour or 4 hours, we're looking for opportunity to buy at support. We're looking for opportunity to buy at support. So, for example, this is 1 hour, and then let's see if we can connect this trend line here. Right, you see, now this is 1 hour. So what it means is that on this 1 hour time frame, we have this trend line support, and then we wait for a confirmation, to buy. So whether it's 1 minute or 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whichever time you want to take your entry on. Once you understand the direction, you know exactly what to look out for, even if you get to a lower time frame. All right. So that's it on 1 hour for a Pemsky, I believe. Okay. Um, let's see US 100. Let's see US 100. You're welcome. Well, I hope it's all right. So for US 100, no doubt, it has been in a long-term bullish trend. You would agree with me. And the long-term bullish trend has also formed this ascending channel pattern. Say from support or from resistance here to support to resistance to support to resistance support to resistance, and then back to support. This is an ascending channel. Now, our price has now recently bounced off the lower trend line, the trend line support here. Price recently bounced off that. And then looking at this, at the length of this bearish candle, there's some sort of imbalance there. And I'm sure price is filling in that imbalance right now. Okay. So from support now, from the trend line support, is beginning to push higher to this this bullish move that we have. Don't forget, it's still the bullish move is still very much intact. We have an ascending channel there. For this to get bearish, it's going to mean that we get a close below the trend line support, and especially the support at 21,000. The support at 21,000. Right. So for this to turn bearish, we need to see a close below this trend line support, and especially this support level here at around 21,000. All right. So currently we have price pushing back to the upside. We have price pushing back to the upside. Like I said, it recently bounced off this trend line support and the 50-period moving average, and now it's pushing higher. All right. So uh, this higher price, of course, may retest this resistance here. Retest this resistance here at 22,200. Okay. So for that reason, we're looking for opportunities to buy, and then whatever time frame we decide to go to, whether 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour or 4 hours, um, we're looking for buy opportunities. Like I said, it tested this support here, and then we're seeing price push higher from that level. Okay, it's the reason looking for opportunities to buy, looking for opportunities to buy, and it's still very much bullish. It's going to turn bearish when we see a close, like I said, below the trend line support, and especially below support level at around 21,000. Okay, that's for US 100. US 32, quite similar. Now for US 30, US 30 is now below the trend line support. You see, it's now below the trend line support. Earlier, I was telling us how when we got the federal rate cut, how US stocks tumbled. Dow Jones, US 500, US 100 as well. Okay, so this is US 30, and then US 30 now below the trend line support. Now below this trend line support, also retested this previous support level here. This previous support level, it keeps to that support, and then I started pushing higher from that level. And currently, currently is trading above this resistance. Trading above this resistance. Let's see what it looks like on 1 hour. Okay, on the on the same spot, for hours now. All right. So we need to see some very convincing bullish move. We need to see convincing bullish candles of very convincing. So we need to see some convincing pattern above this resistance. Ascertain that would have prices from that level. However, you see a close back below the support now. You see a close back below the support, then may become weaker from that level, may become weak from that level. That's 30, that's US 30. DJ, I'm sure you're referring to my audio. It's the reception. I've just switched the network, so I expect this to be better. Expect this to be better, and so far it has been better until your message popped up. Okay, D30, and then we look at US 2000 as well for at some days, and we'll see. Nobody is mentioning gold today. And then, okay, I would also like us to add this to our watch list. This is oil. I also want to add this to our watch list for oil. It's one that I'm watching closely because of this pattern that I have here. Because of this pattern that I have here. This is support here. Price has tested it multiple times. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. This support level, 6 touches there. And then if you look at the resistance here, this trend line resistance, multiple attempts as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 6 right here. See. Now, this also, because of this sort of consolidation, that's been in this range for, let's say, from October, October, that's been almost on the same spot, trading from resistance to support, from resistance to support, from resistance to support. And then you can also see how this is beginning to, so eventually, what I believe we would see is a breakout of this consolidation. It's a breakout of this consolidation. It's really moving towards the tail end of this triangle, moving towards the tail end of this triangle. And then eventually, if we get a close above the trend line resistance, then we can expect higher prices. Or if we get a close below, then we can expect lower prices. That's why I would like us to add this to our watch list. That's for oil. Okay, next up, let's look at DAX. Let's look at DAX. All right. Okay, so for DAX too, we have this ascending channel as well, from resistance to support. From resistance to support, back to resistance. We got a pullback there, didn't quite get to the support level, back to resistance, resistance, support, resistance right here. Okay, so now that it recently bounced off this resistance, and then this was the previous high before this new high. You see, this was the previous high here, this level here. Right. the previous high before we got that breakout, and then it created new high at this level. Yeah, it created this new high at this level. All right. So far, price is retesting this previous resistance. Here it was resistance. Price broke above that resistance, and now we're seeing a retest as support. A retest as support. It's like an hammer candle, which also signifies uh, bullish sides from that level. All right, so since price has now retested this as support, we now need to see a more convincing pattern from the current level. We need to see a more convincing pattern, bullish pattern from the current level. All right, so let's check H4. Okay, this is what it looks like on H4. All right, so H4 towards that support level give us this bullish engulfing candle on 4-hour time, and it created this low. Okay, so from this level now, we expect it to expect price to push higher from that level. Now, started from daily. This here initially was resistance. And then price broke above it. The mini price broke above it. This resistance, and interestingly, price returned to that level to retest it as support, and now is beginning to push higher from that level, and that's the reason we're looking for opportunities to buy until we see price close below the support level. That is what will change the current structure that we have. We see price close below at this level. That is what would potentially change the structure. But currently, it's beginning to be higher from that support. Uh, we're interested in buying. That's why we're interested in buying. Okay. So we look at gold next, and then sure to be the last one for this session. Okay. All right. So of course, it was aggressively bullish. Was aggressively bullish. Series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, and then all the way to this high at around 2,800 price level. Say at around 2,800 price level. Okay, so when that happened, we got a bearish engulfing candle at that resistance, and then that gave rise to this bearish move. Now, before this bearish move, we've seen series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows towards 2,800, like I said, and then this move here changed the structure. This move here changed the structure because it has now closed below this previous higher low. Okay, so this is the first low. This is the first low we're seeing after this series of highs, higher highs and higher lows to 2,800, and then we got this bearish move, aggressive. All right, and then here, so this is now the high, this is the low, and potentially this is the lower high now. This is the lower high. So what it means is that from this lower high, we expect a lower low to happen for us to confirm that this has turned, the structure has turned bearish. Of course, we got this bullish move towards 2,800, and for the first time, we got this very aggressive uh move lower from 2800, and then this here is the lower high, which also give us a double top. The first top here, and then the second top here. This one bearish engulfing, these two bearish engulfing. All right. So currently we also got these fake out here. Also got this fake out here. And then that gave us this double top pattern. It was this double top pattern. All right. So after that double top pattern, price we tested came back to this support at 2600, and now we're seeing higher prices. All right. So from the current level, from this current level now, the range we have here is 2600 support and 2650 resistance. 2600 support and 2650 resistance. All right. You can see how price is beginning to push higher from this support level. Price is beginning to push higher from this support level. All right. So this push higher may eventually come back to 2650. If you get that, then from that level, we're looking for the kind of pattern that builds up from that level. If you get a bearish pattern at that level, then that level will be the next opportunity to short. That level will be the next opportunity to short gold. So currently, this here, price level 2600 is acting as support. Acting as support. Now let's get over to a lower time frame to see what we have. 1 hour, for instance. Okay. So I said, as long as it's above this support level, as long as price stays above the support level, then we have potential for higher prices. Potential for higher prices until we get a close below that support level. That's when the bearish move would continue. So if we get bullish patterns above 2600, then it will be a good opportunity to go long. It will be a good opportunity to go long. And currently, price is at the 50 period moving average. So at that level, if we get some bullish at that level, all right, throughout this period, you see how it was below the 50 period moving average. And currently, prices are above the 50 period moving average. All right, for a day, I mean, let's quickly see if we have anything fantastic on US 2000. Where are you? Okay, this also has a channel. Right. Okay. So for Olalekan, this is what you need to look out for. It has recently bounced off this trend line resistance and then heading towards trend line support. All right, so at this level, this is the daily time frame. At this level, you may need to wait further for price to come back to this trend line support, to the lower trend line, and then from that level, now take buy trades from that level. Now take buy trades from that level, depending on the pattern that we have upon a retest of the trend line support. We need to wait for price to come back to this trend line support, and then we wait out, we wait for some bullish pattern around that level to go long. All right, because if you look at what's happening, it has been trading between this ascending channel. So resistance, support, all the way like that. All right, and now it's heading back towards support. All right, so I hope you got that. Adeyemi Olaleko. All right, this is a good place to leave it for today. It's been a great time. It's been a great time. We have the number of assets we can add to our watch list for today and even for the rest of the week. All right. So here is wishing us the Merry Christmas for those of us who celebrate it. Happy holidays. And I wish us a happy trading day and a happy trading week as well. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a wonderful time.